Hello, hello, hello. This is your message from the universe for 11/14/2020. This is the rune Awaz. Now, Awaz is the rune for movement, but in this reading, Awaz is reversed. So it's really talking about movement being blocked, movement being stalled, resistance to this movement, resistance to it. And this reading really backs that up. This hangman reversed speaks specifically to resistance, speaks specifically to stalled movement. Now, the hanged man in general is kind of about shifting your perspective. It's not necessarily about being trapped or being in a horrible place. As you can see, he is shining with beautiful roses next to him. When it's reversed, it really speaks about that resistance and movement being blocked. And oftentimes it's stalling. So stalling comes from within, right? Stalling comes from a place in us where we really don't want to do what we need to do, or we don't want to move forward, or someone is trying to be sneaky and have us not see something. So in this reading, the message came through super clearly to me. So it may not apply to all of you. It's a little bit more specific today. There is a fear of isolation when it comes to your truth, your spiritual practice, your beliefs, your lifestyle, something in your life that you are putting off, maybe something in your personal life that you don't want to come out with. You are afraid that you will end up alone. You are afraid that those relationships will be severed, that they won't end up working, or that you'll lose people in your life. And so rather than deal with it, you hide. Rather than speak on it, you hide. Now, this can also, like I said, this could be something specific in your life, and that's a very specific message. But there is the other side of this, which is something that many of us do, and that in these energies, it's a great time to dig into, because the veil between us and our subconscious is super thin right now. It's super thin and accessible to us. So we may be stalling our own expansion. We may be stalling about changing things in our life. And that has been an ongoing theme in these readings over the past 2 months, is knowing that we need to change something and yet refusing to actually do it, or not taking those steps, or looking at it and overthinking it and not actually taking the steps to change the action, the location, the thought pattern, the belief system. We hold on to it because it's so comfortable, and in doing so, we hide from that relationship with ourself. We hide from that relationship with our own subconscious mind, with our own divine energy that's within us. And this reading is saying to you that it's a balance. It's a balance between where we want to go and where we are now. It's a balance between taking action and being still. There's a duality in everything. The holdup comes when we look at that delay and we get frustrated with it. When we look at that stalling and we get frustrated with ourselves. Sometimes we may need to sit still, we may need to stall, but that really is a space of figuring out the balance, whether it's time for you to move forward, whether it's time for you to hold back. But don't judge yourself in either space. Don't judge yourself for hiding yourself away for a few minutes. Just don't embrace that as your new self, because you are too scared to lose the people around you, or because you are too scared to embrace the majesty of that divine within you. So this has a very split meaning, and that's why the things I'm saying are kind of the exact opposites of each other. And you can be both at the same time. Like you can be both scared to leave your hidey hole and scared to embrace your majesty, your own divinity. That is perfectly normal. You know, this is a very unusual time and a very unusual process in any time to embrace our spiritual essence as a human. And this Queen of Wands is a card that basically just says, you're it, you're confident, you're courageous, you're independent, you have everything that you need to be that which you seek, to be the lion that you are trying to become, or that you see in your mind, or that your truth you feel sets free. It's that fear of not being accepted, that fear of being rejected by those that we love, by losing them, that fear of what people around us are going to think, that really gets at us. But that fear is a huge clue in your life. That fear is something that you can use to your advantage. You can use it to dig into your subconscious, and it can really help you to overcome that, not just in this little situation for this one thing, but moving forward. It can teach you the pathways to go down to discover those core things, the roots of the obstacles that you are encountering. I know it's not easy, but we're all in this together. You are beloved, you matter, and you are loved.